Welcome to Dark Legends, where we uncover the mysteries that history tried to keep hidden. During World War II, the Atlantic was a vast, deadly expanse. Convoys sailed these waters, lifelines for the Allied war effort. But it was a journey fraught with danger. German U-boats patrolled the depths, and towering storms brewed in the skies above. In 1942, Convoy SC-102 set sail into these perilous waters, carrying vital supplies. But they would never reach their destination. The convoy, consisting of multiple ships, vanished. No distress signals, no wreckage, no survivors. They simply disappeared. This is the story of the lost convoy, the ghost fleet of World War II, a mystery that haunts naval history to this day. It was a mission like so many others during the war, but there was something different in the air. Sailors aboard Convoy SC-102 could sense it. A heavy, ominous feeling settled over them as they loaded their cargo in the British port. The cold winds bit at their skin, the kind of wind that felt like a warning. The convoy consisted of merchant vessels and military escorts, each ship vital to the mission. Among them were the SS Inverleigh, loaded with ammunition and supplies, and the HMS Dorchester, a warship responsible for protecting the convoy from the ever-present threat of U-boats. As they departed, the sound of engines roaring to life echoed across the harbor. The men aboard watched the gray horizon, knowing they were sailing into dangerous waters. They had crossed the Atlantic before, but the sense of dread clung to them like the fog. They knew German U-boats lurked in the waters, hunting for convoys, just like theirs. But this mission felt different. The cold, salty air carried with it the weight of the unknown. The sea is an unforgiving force, and Convoy SC-102 was about to face its full wrath. Days into their journey, the skies darkened. Thick black clouds rolled across the horizon like a moving wall, swallowing the convoy into its shadow. The wind howled like a living beast, tearing at the ships. Sailors clung to whatever they could, desperately trying to keep their footing as the waves rose higher and higher, crashing over the decks. The rain pounded down like bullets, blinding the crew. The ocean became a swirling, chaotic nightmare, with waves as tall as buildings rising and crashing without mercy. Radios crackled with static, communications failed. Ship after ship vanished from sight, swallowed by the storm. In the heart of the tempest, sailors shouted over the roar of the wind, trying to maintain control. But the sea was relentless, tearing at the ships and pulling them apart from one another. For hours, the storm raged, with no sign of relief. It was as if nature itself was determined to erase them from existence. When the storm finally passed, the survivors of the convoy regrouped, scanning the horizon for their missing ships. The sea, now eerily calm, gave no answers. Several vessels had vanished, leaving only silence in their wake. The crew members who remained looked at one another, their faces pale with fear. What had taken their comrades? Was it the storm, or something worse? In the distance, deep beneath the waves, shadows moved. German U-boats were known for their stealth, slipping through the water like predators. Could they have used the chaos of the storm to strike? The survivors knew that U-boats had been lurking in these waters, hunting for convoys just like theirs. But if U-boats had attacked, why was there no wreckage, no oil slicks or floating debris? Nothing. Just silence. The deep, cold waters of the Atlantic were hiding something, but no one knew what. Weeks passed, and the search for the missing ships became desperate. Rescue planes flew overhead, scanning the endless stretch of ocean below. Ships patrolled the area, hoping to find survivors, debris, anything that could explain the disappearance. But the sea remained silent, as if it had swallowed the ships whole. For the families of the missing sailors, the lack of answers was unbearable. How could ships simply vanish without a trace? The ocean was vast, yes, but not so vast that an entire convoy could disappear into thin air. Theories began to circulate. Had they been caught in a powerful ocean current, dragged to the bottom of the sea? Had a U-boat attack been so swift and precise that it left no evidence behind? But then, whispers of something stranger began to spread. In the Allied war rooms, military officials pored over maps, trying to find answers. Could enemy spies have been involved? Had the convoy been targeted by some new secret weapon? There were rumors of experimental German technology, torpedoes that could obliterate a ship without leaving a trace. But as the weeks dragged on, more fantastical theories began to emerge. What if the convoy had sailed into something far beyond the known dangers of war? What if they had encountered a phenomenon that no one could explain? As the mystery deepened, so did the speculation. Sailors from nearby convoys reported strange occurrences during the storm. Unexplained lights in the sky, strange sounds carried on the wind. Some claimed they had seen ghostly ships fading in and out of the fog, only to disappear completely. Stories of the Bermuda Triangle were well known, and some began to wonder if there was a similar force at work in the North Atlantic. Could the convoy have sailed into some kind of vortex, disappearing into another dimension? Or had they encountered something far more sinister, lurking beneath the waves, something beyond human understanding? Theories of the paranormal grew wilder with each retelling. Eyewitnesses described bright, flashing lights hovering just above the water before vanishing into the storm. Some even believed the convoy had been taken by extraterrestrial forces. But with no evidence, these theories remained just that: speculation. Decades later, the mystery of the lost convoy remains unsolved. Researchers have scoured the North Atlantic with modern technology: sonar, underwater drones, and advanced submersibles. But to this day, no wreckage has been found. The ocean is vast, but technology has allowed us to explore its depths in ways unimaginable during the war. Treasure hunters and naval historians have launched expeditions hoping to find the lost ships. Some claim to have found clues, distorted sonar readings, strange shapes lying deep beneath the waves. But nothing conclusive. The North Atlantic remains a graveyard of secrets, hiding the answers just out of reach. The story of the lost convoy has taken on a life of its own, becoming part of World War II folklore. It has inspired books, films, and endless speculation. But for the families of the men who vanished, the mystery is more than just a story. It is a wound that never healed. They were never given the closure that comes with knowing how their loved ones died, or where they now rest. To this day, the disappearance of Convoy SC-102 remains one of the greatest mysteries of the war. The sea, it seems, is determined to keep its secrets. The North Atlantic is a vast, unforgiving place, filled with the wreckage of war and the souls of those lost at sea. But few stories are as chilling as that of Convoy SC-102, the ghost fleet that vanished without a trace, the ships that sailed into the storm, the men who disappeared without a word. They are the ghosts that haunt the waters to this day. Perhaps one day, the technology will advance far enough to solve the mystery. Perhaps the wreckage will be found, the answers revealed. But until that day comes, the lost convoy remains one of the last great secrets of the sea. A ghost fleet lost in time,